Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be Vlogmas Day 4. If you've watched Vlogmas Day 3, you know that I had a little bit of like a slip up with filming that, but it was all explained in the other video, so I think we are kind of back on track now as much as I can be for having skipped a day. So Vlogmas Day 4 is also happens to be my birthday. I turned 28 today. So I thought for today's video it would be fun to sort of do a chit chat, get ready with me for my birthday dinner tonight. It's nothing fancy. I'm just going out to dinner with a friend because up until a week ago I had no plans on my birthday whatsoever. And I am so grateful that I have a few really good friends that found out that I had nothing going on and stepped up and made sure that I had something going on. So I'm not going to yammer too much because my chit chat get readies with me get a little long because I like to chat. So we'll start right away. So I have nothing on my face at all. It is clean. I just got out of the shower not long ago, dried my hair, and came on here. So the first thing we're going to do is take some of this BIOTHERM Life Plankton essence. So just give it a quick shake. And I'm pretty sure you're supposed to put it on with like a cotton pad or something. But I've kind of just taken to literally just grabbing it on my hand. Just saves me a step, and just slopping it all over my face. My face is crazy dry right now. We are just into the beginning of winter. It snowed a little bit. It's been raining. The weather's been all over the place. So that's the first thing that I'm doing. And then I am going to take a moisturizing primer. This is the SMASHBOX Photo Finish Hydrating Primer. It is my favorite. If you guys watch my Vlogmas Day 2, you'll know that this is the primer that I reach for all the time, especially right now. Like, I don't know that I've finished very many of my primers. Some of them have probably gone bad, actually, so I should probably look into that. But this one I haven't had for all that long, and like, if I can get it to settle properly, you guys can see how much I've used. Maybe I can see, like, it looks really obvious to me, but it's down to about here. Can you guys see the change in the darkness? No, maybe not. But yeah, so I have been loving this primer. The first thing I'm going to do today, and I know that a lot of tutorials I do because they're just eye tutorials, my face makeup is already done. But when I do my makeup on my own, I do tend to do my eyes first. That way, if I screw them up or there's any fallout or anything like that, I haven't wasted my time doing my full face of makeup first and screwed them up. So as per usual, I just took my Painterly Paintpot and prime my lids with that. Today we are going to play with the Tartlette Toasted palette. I felt like this was a good way for me to show you guys a look doing this without devoting an entire video to it. I think I'm going to try and do another halo eye today. We'll kind of see how it goes. I don't want anything too bold, but I am wearing a fairly neutral shirt. It's just white and gray. Actually, at first when I was filming, I was sitting about here and I was like, wow, it probably looks like I have no clothes on. So that's why I sat up a little higher. So I have cleaned all of my brushes. I have cleaned my color switch so that we are good to go for this. So the first thing I am going to do is just take a flat brush and pick a color. Let's do this color here, Sunrise. It's this one up here. This is the one thing I don't like about these palettes. Just for filming, it's really hard to film without getting a crazy glare. So we're going to do this color here. It's like a soft color, but there's a little bit of shimmer in it. And I'm going to use that to prime all over my lid up to my brow bone, just so that the rest of the colors have something to cling to and blend with. Also, if you see this shirt and this makeup look in a couple videos, I'm planning on filming about 3 today. Not even just to make up for Vlogmas, but something else really exciting happened today, and you will see that in a video that is going to be like a bonus video coming up either this week or early next week. I have to figure it out. But it is so exciting. I was so excited when I got home today. You guys will see that in a video coming up. So the next thing I'm going to do is take like a fluffy brush. It is a little tapered, but it's a bit bigger on the end. And we're going to go in. I shouldn't chew on my brushes. Don't chew on your brushes. With this color Latte, I think. This like brownish color down at the bottom. And I'm going to sweep that all in my crease, but higher than my crease, if that makes sense. Like bringing it up a little bit higher. I don't want this to be super heavy or dark. I just want something to kind of peek out the top. And this will also keep those darker colors from getting too out of control on my eye. Because like I said, I'm just going out for dinner with a friend tonight. I don't know what I'm doing after, if I'm doing anything after. We'll see. It's only like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I did go out last night for my birthday, which was fantastic. I had plans with a bunch of my girlfriends, but unfortunately, those plans fell through. So I was kind of at the point where I was sitting at home being like, well, what am I going to do now? And I happened to be talking to another friend who was like, you can't sit home alone on your birthday, or even like the night before your birthday, because I really didn't have much plans for today. And he was like, let's go out for dinner. So him and I went out for dinner and had some drinks, and then played some hockey in his basement. And that was fantastic. It was like the perfect way to start off my birthday. So for the darkest color, I'm just trying to decide if I want to use this really dark color down here. Do I want to do... Yeah, let's try that. Well, yeah, let's try that. So we're going to use the color Fireside. It is like the darkest color in the palette other than Crackle. Actually, I'm going to mix it in a little bit with that Crackle color just to bring it down a little bit. Can you guys see? I'll show you the two colors I didn't even show you. So like this color in the bottom and then that shimmery color on top. And we're going to take that and keep it very localized in the crease, not bringing it too high, all the way from the inner corner to the outer corner. And like I said, because we laid that other color down earlier, that's going to be my higher up color. This one is going to stay lower. That way it doesn't make my eye too dark. I'm going to need a smaller brush to get into that corner a little bit better, but that's okay. We're just going to kind of go back and forth on my two eyes. And I am tapping my brush off just to get the excess off, just to save me hassle in case there's a ton of fallout. I've played with this palette a lot, but more of the lighter tones, not so much of these darker ones. So far, so good. So then I am going to take those two colors and bring them into my eye a little bit like that. Just kind of in circular motions. Bring it into the inner, or to the out, I guess that's not my inner corner, into my outer corner a bit to about like a third of the way in. Like that. And we're going to do the same on this eye. And as I'm doing that, I am hitting the crease as well, just so that those colors like all kind of smoothly blend together. And at this point, it doesn't have to be perfect because obviously we are going to be putting that lighter color in the center. Actually, I should grab Fix Plus. That's the only thing I forgot to get, but I'll get it in a minute. I'm going to take a smaller brush, just a pencil brush, and I'm going to dip into those same two colors just to bring it into the inside a little bit more. I don't want to use too big of a brush because I don't want it to get away from me and get all like on the inside of my nose. It wouldn't be a big deal at this point because I haven't done my face makeup yet, but we might as well just avoid that while we can. Just like that, and then I'll bring up here. And this is a really good time too, where if you're not happy with the definition of your crease, to take a smaller brush into your crease and sort of redefine it. And then I'm going to go back in with that bigger brush just a little bit into the inner corner. Just pat it like that. At this point during these looks, and this is what I figured out the first time I tried a halo eye, they kind of look really disastrous until you take that lighter color and put it in. So give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to go grab some Fix Plus and I will be right back. Okay. So I've got my Fix Plus. You guys have seen this before. I just like to take a little itty bit. Sorry, somebody messaged me on Facebook and I was like half reading that because it's on my phone. So I'm actually just going to, oops. Get rid of that. Sorry, I reopened it and started reading a message. Yeah, so I like to have the smaller one. It is better for traveling for sure. And these ones, you can open them like this and refill them. Maybe you can't if necessary, but yeah, the smaller ones, I don't know, they seem to work for me. These last a while, so I do have a bigger one, but I like the smaller ones too. And if you've never tried it, this is the perfect way to try it. See if you like it. So I'm going to spray some Fix Plus onto another flat brush, and we're going to pick, I think I want to use the color Sunset on my upper lid, and then we might go in with some of that, so Sunset's this one, And then we might use some of that one too, which is the Color Flame. So I'm going to pick some of this up. And this is why I sprayed my brush with Fix Plus, because I do want this to be super, super vibrant. And I'm just going to pat that all in the middle there. And this is what I meant by, like, these looks always look kind of funky until you get the lighter color into the center. Like that. And I am just using like a patting down motion where I'm picking up the product and just patting it down and packing it on the lid, rather than like a sweeping motion or anything, because I don't want to disturb the color I've already laid down, and I do want this to be quite bold and vibrant, this glowing, because this is what obviously makes the halo eye, and it also lightens up some of the darkness that's already going on. So that's where we're left right now. I'm just checking into the mirror to make sure that I'm happy with the color up above. So what I am actually going to really quickly do is take that really big fluffy brush that I had earlier. I just took some of the product off, and I am just going to sweep up, because that'll blend out some of those harsh lines. I probably should have done this earlier, but I did not, and that just makes me feel a little bit better, a little bit more content about how the upper edge is sitting. Like that. Take some of the excess off. And the other thing we're going to do is go in again with a little bit of those darker shades and just sort of like fluff them on the edge there. That way it blends the two colors a little bit better together. So I'm just going to check. Am I happy? I am happy with how that looks. I am going to go back in with that little pencil brush. And I know I did spend a lot of time putting a lot of dark colors on my inner corner, but I'm going to take this color here in Candle. It's a shimmery one at the bottom, and I'm going to press some of that into my inner corner just for like a little inner corner highlight. It won't take too much away from the darkness that I've got there, but it'll just pop a little bit more. So I am eventually going to drag another color underneath my lash line, but I want to wait until I have my face makeup done before we do that. So the next thing I'm going to do is, if I can find it, there it is. Put my liner on. So we've got the STILA Stay All Day Waterproof Liner. I've gotten a little better at doing this with you guys into the camera. Something fell. Highlighter. I got it. So I'm going to kind of do it into the camera, but also into a mirror, if that makes sense. And I'm trying to keep it pretty tight to my lash line. Sometimes it gets away from me a little bit, but that's pretty good. We'll do this eye too now. Okay, like that. I can also see, and I don't know if you guys can, how much fallout there is. So this brush is clean right now. I'm just taking it and wiping away some of the glitter that fell out from my eyes. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get all of it, but at least get some of it away. So now we're at the point where I can put on my foundation. So for today, for foundation, we're going to use the Urban Decay Naked Skin. I use the shade 3. Can you read that? There you go, 3.25. And I am going to actually mix this as well with my Marc Jacobs Do You Dewdrops. They're a coconut gel highlighter. So I have just a little like pan lid here. So I'm going to put a couple pumps of the Urban Decay Naked in here. And you guys can see how fluid it is. It is very lightweight. And then I'm going to take some of the gel highlighters and just squirt it in the middle. I don't know if you guys saw that at all. And that way when I am picking up the makeup, it will kind of mix together and add a little bit of a sheen. So I've got a MAC 141 S brush, and I'm just dragging it all over my face. I just thought of something else that I meant to grab, so I'm going to have to get up and do that as well. And you guys can probably see that right now this color is a little too light for me. But we are going to warm up the face with quite a bit of bronzer. So, not the end of the world. Oh, Just dinging myself in the eye. And I do like to obviously bring it a little bit down my neck, not too far. I don't want this all over my chest or anything, but just to blend it seamlessly from my neck down. So I think that is pretty good. I don't use a ton of foundation. I am pretty, you know, grateful that I have actually pretty good skin 90% of the time. So that's why I like lightweight coverage foundations. I do have a couple heavier coverage ones that I use when I have seriously bad breakout, but I don't use them all the time. I am going to get up in a second and go get the other product I was looking for, but in the meantime, we might as well do the brows. So this is my MAC Brow Sculpt Brow Pencil. This is in the color Fling. So I'm just going to, in like small sharp strokes, just fill in my brows a little bit. I also never have had my brows done professionally. I'm sure you guys can tell they're not amazing, but I don't know. They're fine. Except for the time that I over-tweezed them. Ooh, or the time I just did that. The time that I over-tweezed them a little bit too much once, and my dad called me Mr. Spock for like 2 weeks while they grew back. Thanks, Dad. That was about it. So yeah, just to fill in a little bit. I don't like super dramatic or dark eyebrows personally, because I am so blonde also. I just think it looks kind of funny on me. So just brush it through with a spoolie, and then I'm going to take some... Oh, man. Oh, got it. Nobody panic. Got it. Some clear brow set, and I'm going to run that through my eyebrows as well, just so that they kind of stay in place a little bit. So that's where we're at right now. Give me 2 seconds again. I have to run and grab something, and I'm going to clear this up a little bit on my desk, and then we'll come back and keep going. Okay, and I'm back again. So the thing that I forgot was my Bare Minerals Well Rested. This is a fairly new product to me, but I do really like the way it's been working. Why is everything falling? Oh, God. Okay, hold on. Every time I get something, it falls off the desk. So this, if you've never seen it, is a clear gel that you can put on under or over top of your makeup, and it just sort of brightens up your under eye just a little bit. So I just take it and just put a little bit on after my foundation, but before my concealer. That's when I like to put it on. I haven't honestly tried to put it on like completely under my makeup. There we go. But I'm sure it would sit fine as well. So just take some of that, and then I'm going to just pat it in. And it just gives like a little bit of a sheen to the under eye that kind of shines through a bit once I put concealer on. So then for concealer, we are going to go in with the Naked Skin, Urban Decay Naked Skin in Light Neutral. Can I see that? Going to take this. When I do my concealer, I like to kind of swipe there, do a couple here, a couple under my nose, and then I've had like a zit kind of breaking through right there for a while. So that's sort of where I like to do it. And then I want to give it a second just to sort of settle in and get a little bit tacky rather than just be completely wet. It just makes it easier for it to stick and blend out when I am eventually ready to go in to do that. In the meantime, I'll just reorganize my desk. That's probably good. So I am going to take a damp beauty blender. This thing is dirty, and I've split another beauty blender because I'm too rough with them when I clean them. But that's fine. Nah, baggy. Just time for a new one. And then I do bring that concealer like all the way down into a triangle and then also up a little bit next to my eye. I just find that it makes it a lot more like seamless and less obvious that it's like really heavy. Just like that. Then I am going to take my Laura Mercier translucent powder on that same beauty blender just to set all of the places that I put that concealer so that when I throw bronzer on top, it doesn't stick or cake in those areas, but also so that the concealer doesn't get moved around at all. Just like that. Now it is time for me to finish up my eyes while I kind of let that sit a little bit. So I'm going to go back in with that same little pencil brush, and we're going to take that color Flame that I was talking about before. It's this like shimmery kind of red tone, and I'm going to drag that underneath my eyes in my lower lash line just for a little pop of like a red. Just like that. Just a little bit, nothing crazy. I just sort of think it finishes off the look as long as you don't poke yourself in the eye with it like I did. So that's kind of the eye look, almost all done with the exception of mascara. For bronzer today, I can just see glitter floating everywhere in my room because it's like falling out from this palette. For a bronzer, because I am kind of going for a more glowy look, we are going to use my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Luminous Bronze Light. I'm going to take my Too Faced Mr. Right brush. This is my favorite powder brush. I love this thing. And I'm going to put it on first up near my hairline. I like to warm up my face up there first. And I will kind of, you'll see like I'm going a little bit over my hairline. That's just so that there isn't a super obvious like line as to where my face ends and my hair starts. And then I'm taking it down and kind of over my chin a bit. Now, I don't contour, I don't put bronzer or highlight where it's supposed to go. I kind of just bronze my whole face because that's the look that I like to go for. So put it in there a bit, and then I will also, you'll notice, I'm bronzing under my eyes, and this is why it's really important for me personally to make sure that that under eye makeup is set really well so that the bronzer doesn't cake there. And then I'll continue it down my chest and my neck. Just like that. So it's not crazy. I do put on more bronzer, I feel like, than most people, but it's not a crazy amount. Like, I don't have serious contour going or anything like that just because I suck at it. So the next thing I'm going to do is put on a blush. Today I thought I would go for a little bit of a brighter blush. This is the MAC Mineralize blush in Petal Power. Because it is so bright, I'm just going to make sure I just tap a little, like a little bit on this, and then really lightly put it on, just to give me a little bit of flush of color. There we go. Focus it a little bit more on the apples of my cheeks and drag up. Then for highlight today, we are kind of going for a more pinky sort of theme. So I have my Candy Glow Luminizer. This is in, I think it's just called the Candy Glow, the I Want Candy Glow Luminizer. It's a stick like that. So I like take that down my nose and a little on the end in the Cupid's bow, and then up both cheekbones, and then I go in again with my finger and just blend it out a little bit. Like that. And then we are going to take a powder highlight over top, and I think today I am going to use the smaller highlighting brush, and this is the Bobbi Brown Pink Glow highlighter. I thought that this would be perfect over top of that pink Candy Glow highlight. So I've just got some on my brush, and we're gonna go down the nose again in that Cupid's bow, and then up my cheekbones a little bit next to my eye, like that. Just like that, super, super glowy. So the last thing we're left with is to do mascara. So no surprise to anybody, I've got my Benefit Roller Lash Mascara that I love. And then we're going to follow that up with my Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. This has got to be finished soon. Like, I use this pretty much every day. I think it's going to be time to break into my full-size one really, really soon. Like that. For lip today, we are going to stick tried and true to how I've kind of been doing my videos. We're going to pull a color out of the NYX Lippie Countdown Advent Calendar. You will notice, obviously, because I haven't filmed my video for day 3 yet, day 3 is left unopened, but I will be opening that when I film my day 3 video, which is actually going to be after I film this video. So that will come up first. So in this video, it's going to look kind of funny because number 3 won't be open. And then in that video, it's going to look kind of funny because number 4 will be. But I do want to keep the dates pretty much intact. So we're going to go for number 4 today. Maybe. So there it is right there. And this looks like a NYX liquid, like the lip lingeries. So it's like that. And the color is Push Up. So it's just a nice nude color. So we will swatch that on the hand first. And I think that that'll be a perfect color for the look I've got going today. So that's the color right there. Oh, that's beautiful. That's going to look really good. Really, really light and neutral. Just like that. And the last thing, if I thought it through, would have been to put on a setting spray. 2 seconds. I'm going to grab one again. Okay, 2 seconds are up. I've got one. Today we're going to use the Marc Jacobs Recover Perfecting Coconut Setting Mist. This is one of my favorites, especially because of how light the misting is. So we're just going to do that. And it smells really good too. It doesn't taste very good, as I say after I open my mouth, but it smells really, really good. So that is going to be the look for today. Thank you for coming along with me while I get ready for my birthday dinner. I will have a couple videos up today and look for another really exciting one coming up later this week, as well as probably another Disney series collab. We're in the works of which movie we're going to do next. So thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.